Hey guys, Happy New Year everyone. This is going to be my first video of the year, which is awesome. I cannot believe it's 2014, that's really weird to me. But this is going to be my December wrap-up where I tell you the books that I read in December and give them a quick 5-star rating. And then also my January TBR where I'm going to go over the 5 books I'm going to try the hardest to read in January. The first book I read in December was A Writer on Writing by Sally Jenkins, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I think it is an awesome book if you are a writer. And then I read Ouran High School Host Club Volume 9 by Bisco Ettore, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I've already reviewed this. I've reviewed actually more of these books than I thought I had because I'm still behind on reviews. But I'm in love with Ouran, absolutely love it, and this was the best volume in a while as far as I'm concerned, and it makes me really want to get to volume 10 because I'm just in love with this volume. Then I read Forbidden Discover the Legend by Tina Smith, which is a book that I got for review off of NetGalley, and I only gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I wasn't a huge fan, and I talked about why in my review. Then I read Become Your Own Boss Now by Brian YT, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. It is a book for freelancers of any kind, and I thought there was some good information in there, but I also didn't think it was the best or most informative book ever. I kind of talked more about that in my review. And then I read All You Want to Know About Hell, 3 Christian Views of God's Final Solution to the Problem of Sin by Steve Gregg. I got this for review. I haven't reviewed it yet. I think I'm going to do that in like a few days, but I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was a really interesting book. And then The Royal Mess by Mary Janice Davidson. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I won this in a giveaway like at least 2 years ago. At least 2 years ago, and just now got around to reading it. It's the 3rd in the series, and I don't know how I would have felt about it if I'd read the first 2 books. They weren't really necessary, I don't think. But I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, so it was more just okay to me, but I'll review it later. And then I read Have You Googled Yourself Lately by Nicholas Gunther, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars, and I don't think I'm going to read this or review this one. It was a somewhat short book, and it was on like SEO optimization and stuff, which was interesting stuff for me. Most of the stuff that I already really kind of knew, but had never really had laid out for me, and I thought it was interesting, and I would recommend it if you want to know more about that. Okay, now I'm going to go through the 5 books I'm going to try my hardest to read in January. Of course, in the middle of the month, I'm going back to school. I have a lot of literature classes this semester, so I'm going to be reading lots of books for those classes, and I've got my list for those classes, but I haven't seen the syllabi yet, so I don't actually know when we're reading what. So I included those books in December, but I'm not going to include them in the January one. I'll probably start including school books when I actually have a schedule of what we're reading. But, so I'm just going to go 5 non-school books that I'm going to try my hardest to read even once the semester starts and everything, and I'm going to have a more packed schedule than last semester, so I did really good. Oh, I should mention my reading challenge on Goodreads. It was at 50 books, and I read 70-something books, which is the first time I've ever done that, and that's amazing, and I wanted this video to be short, and I'm ranting, but still, that was awesome. But I don't know if I'm going to do that this year, because, like I said, this semester is kind of packed. So we'll see what happens. But, and obviously I have summer and I don't know what next semester will be like, but still. Anyway, the first book is the book that I've been reading. I got it for Christmas. My cousins play Secret Santa every year, and my cousin Spencer got my name, and part of my present was 2 books. They're both going to be in this. But it is, I have the dust jacket off, but it is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, which is the 3rd book in the Mortal Instruments series. I am not that far. My bookmark is not easy to find. Here it is. I'm right here. So I have this much more to go. Hopefully I'll finish it in the next couple days. I become more and more obsessed with this series the more books I read. I got really excited when I opened this present and knew that I was going to get to read these. But this book is far more intense to me than the first 2, and I am really enjoying it, and so yeah, hoping to get that done really soon. My Kindle is going dead, so hopefully we can get through this, but the next book I want to read is on my Kindle, and it's $0 to $1,000 with Freelancing, which by Nick Stevens. I I don't think I've read this. I just went through it trying to figure out if I'd read it, and it doesn't look familiar. I've read a lot of freelancing books recently, but I don't think I've gotten to this one yet. Wish there was a way to keep my Kindle more organized where I could tell, but I'm going to read that this month. And of course, I go back and forth between an actual book and a Kindle book all the time, but I didn't want to go straight to the next Mortal Instruments book, so I'm going to read Wicked by Gregory Maguire after that. I've had this forever. I love the musical. Never gotten to actually like see it be performed live, but I still love it so much, and I listen to the soundtrack all the time, and so I really want to read the book that's based on. And I've had this for a couple years, I think, so I'm finally going to make myself start reading that this month. It's really long though, so this might take a while. And then again on my Kindle, I want to read My Month in Myanmar by Amber Hoffman, which sounds like a very interesting book. I really love travel books because I love travel, even though I don't get to do it that often. So I love reading about like other places and everything, so that should be a really interesting book. And then the most shocking book of the entire TBR is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare, which is book 4 in the Mortal Instruments series. It's actually, I find this weird, it is like significantly shorter than the 3rd book. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I can't line them up weird like this, but it's significantly shorter. Like, it is very obvious when you're holding them both, which I find interesting. And it's hard to compare them to the first 2 books because I own the first 2 books in paperback, and I think they're not as long, they're like shorter. So even if they're thicker, I don't know if that necessarily points that they're shorter. But this one, so it's hard to tell all 4 of the books together what the lengths are, but this one feels significantly shorter than this one. And I don't really have a point in pointing that out. I just found it interesting. So yeah, that is all the books I read in December, as well as the books I plan to read in January. Hopefully I'll have the reviews that I haven't done yet, which I think is 2 books, up soon, within like the next week, I'm hoping, but that may not happen. And hopefully I manage to get all 5 of these books read this month, because I really want to read these 3. Like, obviously I'm already reading this one, but I want to finish it, and I want to read both of these really badly. I've been waiting for this one for years to like get around to it. So yeah, I will see you guys later. I hope you all have an awesome 2014. Bye.